Okay, I am live. I am 1 minute early on Instagram, and I'm going to attempt to go live on Facebook. I am excited. So, welcome and hello, everyone. Hopefully, I'm doing this right. So, I have some fellow travelers with me. Hi, George, Pre. All right. So, I'm going to bring my guest in. She is Love and Light J. Okay. All right. So,
Yay! We're
yeah.
live.
Okay. Can you hear me? I'm not in my headphones.
Okay.
Hold on. Well, they're on, but for some reason, I don't think the sound is coming through them. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So, for whatever reason, though, you're not showing up on my Facebook. So, if I can have someone, I'm going to see if I can go to Facebook on my computer and see if I can see you on there, because right now I only see myself on Facebook. Oh, that's right. Are you able to log on to Facebook or no? If not, then I will disconnect Facebook.
I probably can. Let me see.
Okay.
It's under Amari.
Yeah. So we're trying to see if Jamie can log on to Facebook so that we can do a double stream. But if she cannot, then we will just go ahead and move on with Instagram. But welcome to everyone who has joined us already. We appreciate you coming on board. Talk about Jamie's adventure she just had.
Find your.
Okay, my page.
Oh, I see you. Okay, let me see if I can. I see it.
Okay.
I think.
Adventure she just had.
But it's gonna be a delay. I don't know if I want that.
Oh, it is. Then you know what? We're just gonna do Instagram.
Oh, I see you. Okay, let me see if I hear myself. Okay, I'm gonna turn the volume down. But how do I join?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm in there. We're learning together.
We are. And I see you're my viewer on Facebook. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I will post it after we're done. So
Okay. Yeah, I just don't
people have to go to Instagram. But guess what? Okay, I was about to say, now guess what? I don't know how to end.
Just let it roll. It's all good.
All right. So welcome everybody. My name is Jametria Anderson, and I am the owner of Amari Travel and Vacations. And with me, I have the lovely and beautiful Jamie McKnight. Thank you so much for joining me, Jamie.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So Jamie recently took a solo vacation. This was her very first vacation out of the country by herself.
Yes.
And I was a little nervous. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm her sister. I'm her baby sister.
Whatever.
Okay. No, I'm her big sister. But you know, when she came to me looking to go somewhere, I was like, okay, girl.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was thinking, I had a couple of other people mention when she came back or when I was posting her videos how badly they wanted to do a solo trip, but they were afraid. Yeah. Some people said that, you know, they've been thinking about it for a long time, but they just didn't know where to start. And I was like, dang, I need to have her on to talk about what it was like for her very first solo trip. Right. But before we get started, Jamie, I want people to know who you are. So if you could do a quick introduction for us, let us know who you are. And at the end, we'll make sure we repeat it so people can follow you.
Okay. So my name is Jamie McKnight, and online, a lot of y'all know me as Loving Like Jay. That's my social media name. So I fell in love with travel maybe over 10 years ago, but I've always done it with someone or with a group. And this past year, the past 2 years, I went through a divorce or a separation, and I wanted to kind of like have a fresh start, a mark in the sand with, okay, this is my new life. Let me create this new life for myself. And what is something that I really wanted to do that I haven't done before? And so this is just one of many things that you'll see from me. But in addition to that, I also have a YouTube page as well where I share information about personal development, empowerment videos to help you navigate through your spiritual journeys. So people that are going through spiritual transformations, or people that are going through weight loss transformations, and now people that are going through relationship transformations, I post content to speak to those subset groups of people. So that's a little bit of
All right. Okay, girlfriend.
yes.
So I would mention how she kind of pushed my group trip to the side and decided to go on her own vacation. So, yeah, we're
Not
not going to go there.
intentionally. Not
Yeah,
intentionally.
yeah, we're not going to go there. So this interview is going to be really just. I have a couple of questions. I have some questions to ask you related to your travel, and it's just going to be us having a chit chat.
Okay.
You good?
I'm good.
All right. So let's start with the most important question tonight first. So I have my questions. What made you want to take your solo trip? Now, I heard you say you wanted a fresh start, but there are so many other ways to have a fresh start. What about having a solo trip did it for you?
Well, it was kind of a way for me. It was a challenge for myself.
Okay.
Sometimes if you're not careful, you will develop these unspoken fears in your life, and you will start to limit yourself unintentionally. You're not doing it on purpose, and you get in your comfort zone with life. You go to work, you go home, you do these subsets of things, and I did not want to fall into that pattern. So I'm like, okay, what do I love? What do I like to do? Okay, this is what I like. I love to travel, right? And then I wanted to go on vacation. Well, my mindset is I've just been through this, I've been through that. You can't go on vacation. You can't do that. That's what my thinking was. And so I wanted to challenge myself, like, no, that doesn't have to be my story. That doesn't have to be what I identify with. So a lot of people that I talk to, their story is, I don't have anyone to go with, or I always ask people and they never want to go, or I've been on a few trips and it was with girls and it didn't turn out right. So that's their story. If you're not careful, you will develop a story that actually limits your experiences. And so that was one of my main reasons that I didn't want to start off limiting myself and putting myself in that box of, oh, I can't do anything now because I'm by myself. I'm doing it solo. I didn't want that.
You didn't want to scare yourself out of something that you could have possibly enjoyed, which you did.
Exactly.
And a lot of people do, and I've heard it. They've scared themselves, and then they've told people also who have scared them into not doing things. Yes. So you have to be careful of who you share things with, because not everybody is going to go on that journey.
Right.
And why are you asking information from people that's afraid to go down the street?
Exactly.
So,
yeah. And I see that. And if the worst thing you can do is ask or seek validation when you're doing something that involves you taking a leap. You cannot seek validation from people who you don't know their story. You don't know what trauma that they've been through, that now they're going to pass that on into your experience. So you have to be intentional about creating life the way you want to create life. What do you want to do? Do you
What
want
do
to
you
go to
want?
an island and drink fruity drinks in your bikini? Do that. Like, don't limit
Okay,
yourself.
okay, and take pictures and videos.
Right. I'm
Do
not
it.
limiting myself.
So I hear you saying, don't limit yourself to other people's expectations or what they would have done or would do.
Exactly. Absolutely. Do not allow other people to limit your experience. It might not have worked out for them, but it
Right.
can work out for you. And that's what your
Mm-hmm.
story needs to be. What can work out for me? What do I want to do? What do I want to experience? And then you get paired up with the travel agent who's been all over the world that can
I
help give
will.
you,
Not
okay,
yet.
here's some advice, or here's some places you might want to check out. So
We're
I
gonna we're
think
gonna get to how you chose your place. We're gonna get there. Because I had just left Mexico. Well, no. I think you chose Mexico before I told you I was going.
yes, you
Yeah.
did. And then
Yeah.
you had just got back. And I was like, man, I want to go to Mexico. I want to go to a beach. And then
Yeah.
also with timing, I had
Yeah.
some things for people that's watching when you're thinking about, you have to consider the seasons. That's why it's important
Thank
to
you.
travel
Amen.
agent, because she's like, okay, we're running in a hurricane season. You need to be aware of this. So working with someone that has that experience will keep you from booking the wrong place. Also, cost was a one of the things that I considered. I did have a budget in mind that I wanted to stay within. So I had to consider that as well.
Right. So as soon as you got the strength and the courage to take that leap of faith, you put together a plan. Hey, I need this. I want to go here. Can you do it?
Yeah.
We did it. We did it.
Yeah. And one thing that I've learned from you too, I have to give you credit for this. You taught me how to identify what I wanted to experience first. Not your budget.
Yeah.
Not all of, where, because you get caught up in, where am I going? What am I going to do? No. What do you want to experience? So I knew that I wanted to be on the beach. I knew that I wanted to be able to eat whenever I wanted to eat. I wanted to be all inclusive. And then because I was going by myself, I did want to pick an area that was touristy. So that way I knew there would be more safety parameters in place. Because when you do go out of the country, if it's a real big tourist area, there's a lot more safety and police and things like that in that particular area. So that was another thing too.
Yeah, I got some tips that I want to go over towards the end. But yeah, you're right. And when I get a proposal from people, I always like to ask, what experience are you looking for? What are you trying to get from this vacation? Do you want beach? What kind of water do you want? Because there are a lot of areas that have beaches. I don't know if you remember when we went to the Dominican Republic and we were highly dissatisfied with that water, because in our minds, we're like, we did not come to Dominican to go to North Carolina.
All right.
Okay.
Right. We learned that the hard way. We did learn that the hard way.
Yeah. See, okay, LaWanda, she went to Dominican with us. I've been trying to keep up with I might need you, Sandy, with the comments. But yeah, we were highly disappointed because we wanted, in our minds, we were seeking blue crystal turquoise water.
Yep. That's what
When we got there, we got something totally different.
Right.
And we were highly dissatisfied.
Yes.
But mind you, I was not the travel agent
Right.
at that time. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So the next question, and a lot of these things you're probably going to touch on. Some people are, just coming on. So many people are nervous and want to do a solo trip, want to do what you've done. Were you all nervous about leaving the country, or what, did you feel like you were ready?
I was nervous, but again, it was a challenge for me. So I'm like, I'm going to do this. But when I was at the airport, when I got on the plane, I said to myself, I cannot believe that I am really doing this.
Wait, when you got on the plane, watching
I
my
got on
phone.
I was hyped. I was hyped at first, like, yeah, I'm gonna go out the country. I'm gonna have to do this. But then when I got on that plane, I was like, oh, I'm really about to go to Mexico by myself.
Yep. You were really
So
going to Mexico by yourself.
by myself. So I was nervous, but I have this little saying that helps me whenever I'm doing something big or I'm challenging myself. And that's feel the fear and do it anyway.
Mm.
Yes.
Say it again.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
You know that's how I live my life.
Seriously. You have to sometimes feel the fear and do it anyway. Of course, with discernment. I'm not saying don't go out and do crazy, ridiculous things.
Right.
But in
Right.
this case, I knew that I was going to be safe. I knew that all of my travel things were prepared for me. But I was nervous. I was nervous and I was afraid. But I'm like, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to be okay. I'm going to
And
do this.
I honestly don't think I would have allowed you. I know this sounds crazy, but I would not have allowed you to cancel because I knew you needed it.
Yep.
And two, I would have flown to Mexico to come save you for whatever hell, you know what I'm saying? And so,
Right.
but I was rooting for you. And everyone who I booked, their flights are on my phone.
Right.
So, like, I just had a couple come back from Mexico. And I knew when they were leaving, I knew where their delay was. And I'm like, okay. And I'm nervous and I'm just waiting and I'm anxious.
Yeah.
And for you it was the same way, but it was like times 10.
Right.
And I would check my phone, like I would email you or WhatsApp you, like, have you made it? Send me a picture. I wasn't asking for pictures so I could see where you were. Like, I was asking for pictures so I could make sure your ass was safe.
Right.
So I'm like, if she sent me a picture, I know she's good.
Between you and my friend Kendra, both of y'all was like, are you okay? Where are you? So I did. And so that's another good tip. Make sure you download WhatsApp. I used WhatsApp while I was over there. The resort had Wi-Fi, but make sure you get like a WhatsApp or some type of messenger platform so that you can communicate with people that's back home. And then I would say don't communicate with everybody. Like, don't live your life on social media. Pick you a few people that you communicate with to make sure that you're safe. But then outside of that, log out and just enjoy yourself and enjoy being in the moment.
Right. So let's see. I have some questions. Do you want to go ahead and answer these questions?
Sure.
Okay. So someone says, Latoya. She said, what tips do you have for staying safe in the hotel? Something more candles.
So in the hotel, I follow this rule as much as I could, but it's safe. Like, no one can get on your resort without checking in to security. So the only people, like, you have to be booked at the resort in order to get online. They have security out front. When you come in and out, they check you in, they check you out. Also, to get access to like restaurants, your room, everybody has a armband. So it's not like, people are just walking around, random people are walking around the resort. So you feel safe because there's so many people that are there around you anyway. And then you can still be friendly and open with people, but I didn't tell people that I'm here by myself. I tried. Sometimes it came up in conversations. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but I knew that I was safe. I was aware of my surroundings.
Do you remember the conversation I had with you? What did I tell you to tell people?
Oh, you told me to tell them that whoever I was with was in the room and they're coming down. So I did that a few times, like, oh yeah, I got somebody coming with me, or or whatever. Now with the staff, I did let them know because you do have to check in when you're going into the restaurants, and they'll ask you how many people are in your party. So staff, I did let them know, but at all times I was aware. Like, walking back to my room, I was aware of anybody behind me or anybody in front of me. So you do have to be aware of your surroundings. Just communicate with your staff, and then just limit your conversations, what you say when you're meeting people that's on the resort.
And I will say this, to to anyone who's new to an all-inclusive or resort type hotel, that is not the case at all resorts. I did make sure that she was at a safe resort.
Right.
I did research before I sent it to her. Even if you don't use me and you use someone else, or if you do it yourself, do your research on the type of resort you're going to, because not all resorts are going to operate the same way.
Yeah.
But this particular resort did, which was great.
Yeah.
So that's good. So we have another question from Craft Ave. Are the events planned before you get there, or do you have to wing it when you get there?
So I personally decided to choose my events when I got there, but part of my package was a link to an excursions company, and that particular company was also on site at my hotel. So I already did research ahead of time on what, if I did go off resort and I wanted to do an excursion, like which ones would I do. But I also wanted the flexibility of, maybe I just want a beach day. I didn't want to plan too much. So you can, and I would recommend that you do book it through the resort if you're traveling solo. One day when I grow up, I'll trust myself to go outside of that. But this time I wanted to be super safe. And so I stuck with the agency that was on the resort to book my excursions. And when you do book your excursions on the resort, they take care of your transportation. So from the hotel to your excursions and back. And again, when you come back on the resort, they check you in and out also. So I would recommend, so you could do either or. I wanted more flexibility in my time there. So I waited till I got there to do my excursions. Yeah, but you can go do either or.
And I did have a driver. So if I've ever been anywhere, I almost will always have a private driver that I trust, that I can send you to.
Yes.
So if you ever go to that area again, I do have someone that I really like that we used this past summer. So Something More Candle says, did you travel in the States solo before this trip?
I have.
She has. And actually, that's the next question. So this is what we want to know. Why you giggling?
Because sometimes I have my friends, she's like, girl, you are crazy.
Oh, she has.
I have hopped on a plane a few times.
Describe the difference between solo travel in the country versus out of the country. Because I know that you've done both. Right. What are the key differences in your experience?
So when you're traveling in state, you have to plan your activities. You have to be really involved in, distance from your hotel, where you want to go, how are you going to get there? Are you going to rent a car? Are you going to Uber? So you have to be more involved in the activities doing in-state travel. International travel, they're catering to tourists. So they have these packages, some of them include lunches, some of them include like shopping trips. So they cater to making sure you have a full experience when you're out of the country. But when you're in state, you have to do a little bit more research as far as what you want to experience once you get there. That's the biggest difference that I would say. And then too, when you go, you're doing a la carte in state, right? So you're paying for your meals, you're paying for your activities. Out international travel, you can, if you do it right, you can do more inclusive packaging. So it's a little bit different. You get to experience. And so sometimes I'm torn because I'm like, the money I'm gonna spend going to Vegas, I can go ball out.
I can fly to Dominican.
Yes. So sometimes it makes it hard to choose to stay in state because you save so much money and you have such a great experience going out of the country, and you get to experience all these different things, different foods, authentic foods, the culture. Like traveling outside of the state will expand your mind. It will expand your your vibration, your energy. Like just a whole different energy outside of America. People
Mhm.
are warm, accepting of you. I don't know. Sometimes you appreciate it. You get, and if you're single, you get a whole lot more compliments too.
Mhm. Yes, you get 8 ladies if you're single.
Okay, you better go out of this country and
You
experience
better go
life.
and get your boo. How Jamie got a groove back.
Right. Stop limiting yourself, ladies and gentlemen. That's what
Stop
I'm
limiting
saying.
yourself. Michelle, stop limiting yourself. So Michelle and Latoya both did their they had their first solo in states
State. Okay.
trip.
Yeah.
And I think they're ready to go international.
Yes. Yes.
So
I think I saw a
okay,
question about COVID.
let's
Um,
see. Did you have to abide by the COVID criteria?
yes. Yes. So, also having a travel agent, she kept me up to date with the travel restrictions. So for Mexico, you do have to know what applies to wherever you're going.
That's true.
So you don't have to wear a mask on the plane. I chose to wear my mask on the plane. And also, you get to when I got to Mexico, you have to have your mask in the airport. So
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
think because you're good in America that you're going to be good outside of America.
Yeah.
And
That's not
trust
how
me,
they roll.
they charging double for mask at the airport because they
They
know
really are.
you're desperate, right? So you
Yeah.
do have to wear a mask on the airport. I had to wear my mask from the airport to my hotel, and then once I got in the hotel, they took my temperature, and then that was it. I didn't have to wear the mask unless I wanted to. And they do want you to wear your mask. You know, if you go out on an excursion, some of the sites that I went to, they required a mask also. You could take it off once you got in, but you did have to have it going in between in the beginning. So you have to look up, you know, what are the restrictions for the area that you're going in, and the countries are starting to come off a lot of the restrictions. But yeah, you just have to be careful with that.
Right. And I love to send my clients a lot of information.
Yes, you do.
So I will let you know what you need before you travel, before you go. What I've learned is that you just can't think US. You are leaving the US. Once you are off of our soil, you have to abide by the rules of that country, whatever country you're visiting.
Right.
In Mexico, we had to have masks as soon as we got off the plane.
Yep.
As soon as we got off the plane. And when we were getting ready to come back home, mask in the airport. And then we did excursions where we went to some local areas. We went and had ice cream. You know, I love to go hang out with the locals.
Yeah.
And eat their food. We had to have masks then. We went to St. Thomas, was it a year ago or a year and a half ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't remember. It's been about a year or two.
2 years
So
ago.
when we went to St. Thomas, the restrictions here in North Carolina was non-existent.
Right.
But as soon as we got there, they were like, you better put your mask on. They were not playing. So just be mindful whenever you take, so it was last year. Thanks, Luanda. So whenever you take an international trip, you have to be mindful of the rules of that location so that you're not getting in trouble.
Yes. You do.
So, let me see the next question. All right. So you were nervous when you were about to get on the plane.
Yes.
So describe what you felt the moment you arrived.
The moment I arrived, the first of all, the sun was shining, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I did it! I'm here." That was my first.
Yes.
I said, "Oh my gosh, I did it! I am here! Like I am here! Like vacation starts now." So I was proud. I was proud of myself. I was. You know, it's something new. Did my internet go out?
No, I hear you.
Okay. So I think proud and happy and just a sense of accomplishment had just from accomplishing something that I set myself out to do, it's from the inside of me. Like, it is really from the core of my being that I am just so happy.
Keeps stopping. So I'm so sorry. I missed what you just said.
Okay. So I was telling them that from the time you get off the plane, when you get to the airport, your vacation starts immediately. So you go,
Oh
you
yeah.
find your transportation.
Yeah.
There's even a little bars for those of you that indulge. Right there on the airport, you can get you a little Mai Tai to start your trip off.
Okay.
And then you get on your transportation, you get in your transportation, but everybody is friendly and welcoming and warm as soon as you touch down.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to break out the fan. I got a little warm.
That's that wine.
It might be the wine.
Yep. And I think I saw a question about communicating with the locals. Everywhere I've gone, they cater to you speaking English. So
Yeah.
they're very accommodating with you speaking English. You actually will want to learn some of their
Yeah, I
lingo
was going
because
to suggest. Yes.
they treat you really great when you learn some of their words, or
It's
you
appreciated.
interact with
It's
them in their
appreciated.
language. Yeah,
It's a,
yeah,
it's. I can tell you from experience that when you go to another country, knowing even, let's say, 5 words, it is so appreciated in their culture. And I mean, from Mexico to Peru to Kenya, where else? Jamaica. I be trying to. My girlfriend Latoya, she tried to teach me. I think they call it patois, girl. But it is so appreciated by the locals when you try to learn their culture.
right.
You know, so yeah, yeah. Although they do cater to English speaking customers or clients, or you know, it's always good
Yeah, be
to learn
respectful.
some local.
Be
Yeah,
respectful of other people's cultures and
yeah,
customs. Like, be
yeah,
respectful, and they'll treat you with respect too.
yeah. Ditto. I agree.
Yeah.
So, how did you decide on the country? So you went to tell everyone where you went.
So I went to Cancun, Mexico,
Okay.
and I think it was just timing. It was timing. There were some great specials for Mexico.
And I think you wanted to go to Jamaica, but you had already been there. And I said, no, no, no.
Yes, I did. I thought about Jamaica because that was my comfort zone.
Yep.
I know Jamaica. I know I could go, but and then you mentioned you had just got back from Mexico, and I was like, okay, I guess I could do Mexico. And then you sent me the Cancun, or you sent me 2 different places. And at first I was like, well, I don't want to go where everybody else go, right? But then you said, but have you gone?
What is your
I'm like, well,
experience?
dang, no, I haven't gone to Cancun.
What is your experience?
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, let me go and experience Cancun and see what Cancun has to offer.
And what did you think about the resort? What resort did you stay?
So I stayed at the Royalton Chic. It's an all-adult resort, so they do have ones that include families. And I told my sister, I was like, I don't want to see no families on my vacation.
I don't want no kids.
No
No
kids
kids.
on my
Screw them kids.
bust out crying on the resort. No. So adults only. Adults only resort is the Royalton Chic. It was beautiful. It was upgraded. Lots of upgrades on the resort. When you walk in, it was just beautiful. The service was great. The people were great. The rooms were beautiful. I chose a ocean front room. So I woke up and walked out of my the doors, and I was facing the ocean every single morning. And
Mm.
so yeah, I chose the Royalton Chic, and it was absolutely amazing. It was an amazing place to stay. It really was. And this resort, it was 18 levels. There was a rooftop bar, and a rooftop pool. So they would have phone parties during the day, and all type of special events during the day. They had themed nights. So some nights there was a white night, there was a circus night, um, there was a authentic like Mexican night where they brought local vendors in. So yeah, each resort, well, this particular resort had different events. So it was always something that I could go to and enjoy if I was like tired of sitting at the beach or at the pool. Also, they did have 2 levels at this resort. One was a club level, and then the other one was just a general level. So the club level, I did upgrade when I got there, and that just gave you access to they had a private pool for club level. They also had a restaurant, like all your drinks were included, premium drinks were included. So that was nice. And you got a butler out on the beach too. So your butler
Butler.
on the beach, you didn't have to get up to go get your food or go get your drinks. I know, they just walk around and, can I get you anything? Yes. Yeah.
Butler me, please. Butler me.
Yes, you can get me.
Butler me. Look, whenever I can afford a butler, I'm gonna get me a butler. Thank you,
But
sir,
if you
ma'am.
can't do that, start where you are. You still gonna have a great experience either way you go. But I just wanted to do that for myself because I wanted to experience it all. So I chose to go that way.
So someone asked if there was still an issue with ice or water in Mexico. Oh, Latoya, I didn't have an experience with water or ice. I can tell you though that you never, ever, ever drink the water where you go. So the water filtration system is just different than ours.
Yes.
Your stomach is not used to whatever they have going on in another country. So never drink the water unless it's bottled or if it's from the resort, because they do have filtration systems that will be okay with your tummy. Now, for me, I like to go off resort. And when I go off resort, I like to go in little villages. And I like to eat their food.
Yes.
So another word of advice is don't eat the salad.
Right.
Because the salads are rinsed with the water that you can't drink.
Yes. Yes.
So remember that.
Yeah. But on the resort, you're fine. The ice was fine. It's filtered. They have bottled waters. So, I didn't have any problems at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you can have ice at the resort.
Yes.
Water at the resort.
Ice. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, what tips do you have for anyone looking to take a solo vacation in the future?
Do it.
That's great advice. Okay. Woo!
Do it. Don't be afraid. Because my thing is, okay, I was like, am I really going to have fun by myself?
Yeah.
I'm going to be by myself. Who I'm going to talk to? Listen, I met so many people, y'all. I met so many people. Have an open spirit. For those of you that are pray before you get there. You don't meditate and visualize. Here's a tip. Visualize what you want to experience before you get there. So before I got to Mexico, I already saw myself having a good time, meeting people, eating the good food, drinking the drinks. Like, do some visualization and see yourself experiencing what it is that you want to experience before you even show up. So that when you do show up, that's what happens. Like, that's the experience that you're going to have. People are very friendly. There were a few nights. Now, I did have to text my friend Kendra because I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go sit at this bar by myself. I'm gonna sit at this bar. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna talk to people. But
wish you don't do.
I don't.
Yeah.
Sat at the bar. People will come over, and the only thing you have to do is say, "This was my this was my sentence, and y'all can use it. I will always say, "What are you drinking? That looks so good." That one question starts a whole conversation. Then people
Mhm.
say, "Oh, okay, what are you drinking? And how long have you been here? And where are you from?" And it just goes on and on and on. And so I did that a lot. And then just at the beach, you always find ways to have conversations with people. But I didn't feel alone. And I forgot the question. I forgot what I was trying to say.
Tips, just
Tips.
tips.
So yes, talk to people, be open and friendly, and just allow yourself to have the fun. Don't be afraid. You're gonna be okay. Even if you decide, I saw one lady there. She was there a few days. Every day I saw her on the beach with a book. Like that's
Mhm.
what she did. So you make it your experience as far as what you want to do. My second tip would be on this resort, they do allow tips. So I did bring money to tip my butler, some of the staff that's in the restaurants, because they appreciate it. You know, they don't make a lot there. So they're very appreciative. They actually give you extra stuff when they know you're gonna tip them.
Especially the bartenders.
Yes. I was getting all kind of drinks. I'm like, what in the world?
Oh, I went to a family resort and I was tipping, and I think they're trying to get me drunk because
Yes. Oh, Mamacita, you need tequila. Your glass is empty. Yes. Yes, I do.
I do. Bring it on, bring it on, Pedro.
So yeah, so bring some cash. Doesn't have to be a lot, a couple of dollars, and they're
Yeah,
thankful for that.
yeah.
In Mexico, bring a straw. They do not have straws at the resort, and you
That
cannot.
was was that not in your pre-planning package?
Yes, it was, and I did not make that a priority, and I should have. So make sure that you bring your own straws. Because I don't see how you're gonna drink your little fruity drinks, especially the frozen ones, without straws. So that would be another tip. Um, oh, clothing. A lot of people, I try not to overpack. You
Oh,
want to
wait,
just
say that again for yourself. Say that again for yourself. Because we had this conversation, and what did I tell you? Okay, I'm just going to let you talk. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Carry
try your
on.
best not to overpack. You just need beach wear for the day, and
Yep,
then you need something to change in the evening. That's
that's
really
it.
all you need. You
That's
don't
it.
need 50 pairs of shoes and heels and all that stuff. Unless you're going out, like I did purposefully I wanted to dress up in the evening because that's just what I wanted to experience. So I did bring nice attire for the evening, but something for the beach, some cover ups. You can wear your bathing suit and a cover up all day on the
All day,
yeah.
all day long.
Yep, you can.
And you were overpacked.
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah,
did. I didn't wear all those shoes.
I know. Probably not all the outfits.
I didn't.
And what did I tell you needed? And what you should have had.
All
But
right.
no, I mean, that's a good lesson learned though, because one, it's going to save you on the luggage fees.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Two, you really only need your bathing suits. Like you're going to be at the pool on the beach. During the day, the resort wear for lunch and breakfast is a cover up.
Is a cover up. Yep. Just a simple cover up is all you need. Yep.
Yeah.
And the evening wear. That's it. That's all you
But
need.
to go back to your last tip, straws. So
Yes.
many resorts are moving away from plastic.
Yes.
So you will have some resorts that will give paper straws.
Yes.
Paper straws will not do it. It just won't work. So I always suggest bringing or taking with you the reusable straws.
Yes.
You can get them from Amazon. If you go on a group trip with me, you might get one.
Yeah.
But that's something that you should take with you, especially if you like to drink fruity drinks.
Yes.
Like I do.
Or frozen. Yep. You want to have a straw. And then hand sanitizer, hand
Yes.
wipes. Make sure you take those because they did have some buffet areas. So
Yeah.
the evenings were plated meals, so I was okay. But for the restaurants that have buffets, you just want to have you some hand sanitizer and some wipes as well. I would suggest that too.
Okay, so we're going to ignore Craft Av's comment about wearing jeans, and
No,
let's
no, no.
see. Can you do another live to help us plan our budget for our trip?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one. I am the queen of budgeting,
Yes. Yes.
especially for a vacation.
Yes.
I can show you how to save on a vacation with a $5 an hour job.
Yes. I know it was one year. I was like, do you realize you have me traveling through 2030? Like, that's 10 years from now. Saving up for 2030?
So I did a retreat. I did Baddies with Business in Charlotte, a couple weeks ago, and that was one of my things that people wouldn't believe, that I had my life planned out for 3 to 4 years from now.
Yep.
Tell them a little bit about that, Jamie, and how you started planning your life out that far.
Yeah, so now it's like my custom practice. And my friend, because I was trying to get her planned for Cabo next year. And we started talking about that at the beginning of this year. She's like, that's next year. I'm like, look, you don't realize how fast a year goes by.
Okay.
And it's easier to break that thing down by 24 months, so you take your amount, break it down, and that gives you more time to pay for it. So once I learned, like, you have to travel in the future almost. Like, you have to get your mind there before you get there. And that's what makes it easier. And I was exaggerating with the 2030, but it was like the 20, it was like 2024.
2024 now.
Yeah.
But don't tempt me now.
Right.
I am working on some things in this brain of mine.
Right. So it's never too early to start planning.
Right.
Because you can put your deposit down, and it's less stress on you to make smaller payments over a long period of time instead of trying to do everything all at once. Now, I have learned to have just a travel budget where I put money aside specifically for travel, because that's what I love to do. You have to prioritize your travel. And if you do that, then you'll be listening. Yeah, so people you see, you're like, how in the world? I know y'all look at Jamie Tree page. I mean, Amari Travel. I know y'all look at me like, she on another vacation. How is she doing it? And I've learned from her that it's because she is planning those things in advance and really planning for the future. If you plan for the future, you will be prepared for the now.
Oh, that's a saying, girl. Yes, I love that. You coming out with some gems, baby.
Yes.
There's our friend Tisha's on here too. She was the same way, and I had to share with her. One, I have a spreadsheet, and two, I set aside money every paycheck. It does not go to my regular. Now, some people don't need to do it. Some people can, but I, for some reason, have to, because I just do.
Right.
Just how my brain functions. But I have money that goes straight to an account that, I don't touch unless it's for vacation. And I have those vacations planned. That there might be some trips that I take that are fly by the wind trips, but a lot of my trips, I know how I like to travel. I'm a bougie, frugal person. Mm-hmm. I'm only going to stay in bougie places, but they're where I can actually afford.
Right.
And so it takes time and practice to get there,
people, you should start where you are. Don't
start where you are.
Right. Don't look at somebody who's been traveling for 10 years and you trying to get in with 4 trips a year with them. No, because I had to slow myself down. I'm like, now wait a minute. But we ain't gonna do 4.
You did.
I was like, let me slow down. So
I'll have you out there now. I will have you out there.
Find what works for you, even if it's $25. You can travel for $25. For another example, I just took a trip down to Charlotte.
Yeah.
I got a concert ticket. The hotel I had a rooftop pool, so I budgeted for a lunch, and I had the most amazing time on a budget. So you
Yeah.
can do things outside of your city. You can even do things inside your city. But if you want to travel, you can do things, start where you are, start small, even if that means you take a 3-hour trip somewhere, just
Yeah.
in that vibration of doing something different. That's what you should do.
And get into the habit of traveling. If you're not a traveler now,
Right.
those little steps will help you get into traveling.
Yes, and that's how you'll get over your nerves. So
Yeah.
if you want to international travel and you're nervous, you're not ready for that, okay, pick a state away and do that first. Then you might get on a plane and go, to a few states away. So baby step your way into it. And as you do it, that's when you build that muscle to be able to take the bigger trips. So
Yeah.
start where you are, make up in your mind. I think what people get messed up is they've never traveled, and then they say, "Oh, I want to travel and I want to go to Africa." You are not ready for that. You need to slow down.
Take little baby steps.
Right. You've never been on a plane before. You won't take a 12-hour plane ride? No. So start where you are. Build your travel muscle. For
And that
people that
depends
are,
on what part of Africa you go to, because we went to Kenya and that was almost 24 hours.
yes, exactly.
So yes, I agree.
Start
So
where you are.
let's see. The next question. Oh, what do you know now that you wish you had known prior to this trip?
That everything is gonna work out and everything's gonna be okay, and I'm gonna have fun. And there's no need to be nervous because
Mm-hmm.
on the other side of it, you've had a good time and you've been able to experience that. And I was really nervous because I'm like, what in the world? Like, are you really doing this? And then people don't believe you. People think you lying. Like, you ain't going out of the country by yourself. Yeah, no, I am. So I wish I had been, I know we talk about baby steps, but I wish I had been like a little bit more, not as nervous as I was and overthinking how it would go, when in the end it actually working out and going out very well. Everything went
Yeah.
as planned.
Yeah. That's good advice.
Yeah.
Now, before I have one more question. This is the last question. And then I actually want to bring somebody else on if
Okay.
she's still available. So last but certainly not least,
Oh, yeah.
why did you go with Amari Travel and Vacations? How did you choose?
Oh God. Outside of her being my sister, and I didn't want her posting nothing bad on me about me online about now you.
You know, I'll call you out.
No, so I really chose Amari Travel because I know her personally. And so I knew her experience. Like, I know that you are you're a traveler. Like, travel. You research places before you get there. So I could trust you to not put me in harm's way. I can trust your suggestions. I know that you like to travel in luxury, so I know I wasn't gonna end up in some, beat up resort or hotel. I knew that once I got there, I would be safe. So I trust you as a business owner, as a brand. I really trust your brand because I see you travel and I see the places that you go, and you're very knowledgeable. Another thing is I like that I was able to just tell you, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to experience. I need a beach and I need it within this price range. And you were able, with your expertise, to give me some great, really great suggestions. And that was another reason. And I don't know if you'll ask me this, but just the overall experience, let me talk about that.
Okay.
Okay, so I've used another travel agent before. It was nothing like the experience that I had using Amari Travel. Okay, I had a pre-travel goodie bag. Who gets a pre-travel goodie bag?
You really like that goodie
I
bag.
really like the goodie bag. I was like, I felt thought of. Not only that, I got a personal phone call, and I hate if you stop doing these services. Sorry. but she's doing them now. So book now, because now she's doing them before she gets too big. I got
Right.
a personal phone call to help me go over some safety things, what to expect when I got to the airport. So that was great. When I got there, I did have one issue. I was able to communicate with her about my issue. So she's even with you while you're on your trip. Don't bother her too much, y'all. But if you need something,
I have a full-time job too. I
she
gotta keep my
doesn't
job.
just leave you stranded. Like if it's
No.
something that you need help with, she's not just gonna leave you stranded. And then after I got back from my trip, I got a little postcard welcome me back home. I said, I've never experienced this. I still have my postcard too. So just it's an experience when you use Amari Travel. It really is. And you can feel safe. You can feel confident that you're getting good information. You're getting good recommendations, and that you are definitely going to enjoy your time if you use her service. Definitely. I love
And
my goodie bag. I'm serious. That was my favorite part. I had I used everything in that goodie bag. Even the goodie bag. It was my beach bag. I used it all. I used everything. I did.
oh, Tish says she can't wait to get her goodie bag.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Tish, that was the most exciting part. I was like, wow, I get a gift for traveling? Okay.
Look, you only get that goodie bag one time for one trip now. You better reuse
we
it.
need repeat bags for repeat clients.
Oh, Tiffany says, girl, oh, she's got her goodie bag.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so I have a girls group trip going to Costa Rica. We're leaving in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And I got the goodie bags.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was excited. I love my goodie bag. I was like, I was not expecting this. So thank you.
Oh, that's right. Tiff got her goodie bag to go to Nassau.
Yes, yes. So it's just extra added customer service on top of experiencing a great trip. Like you can know that you're really gonna have a good experience, a good trip, and that you're gonna be taken care of.
Yeah, I do my best. I do a lot of research. I don't want to send. If you were to give me a hotel and I researched that resort or hotel and I found out it was booty,
Right.
I'm not booking it. I'm not putting my name behind it. I'm not doing it. And if I do learn that the resort that I gave to you, because I always give people 2 or 3 suggestions. And you get to choose out of those suggestions based off of the information that you've given me.
Yep.
Now, if you have a bad experience, I want to make it right. I will not book another person or another group at that resort. And I promise you the next time I'll do better. But I do what I always wanted done when I use a travel agent.
Yep.
And for years, I used a travel agent and didn't get these services.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I want to be welcomed back home and I want to have something before my trip. It was actually, I did a Disney cruise and I got something similar, but it wasn't as grand because it didn't have Sandy's touch to it. But well, thank you. You're gonna make me cry, girl.
Girl, like I can tell that this your sweet spot. This traveling is your sweet spot, and you are treating us how you want to be treated. So we get the best of both. We get the best of that. So that's what I appreciate. And people that want to solo travel, you owe it to yourself. The trip, people. Okay, if you don't want to do it, go join one of the group trips. And I know you might have hesitation, like I don't know anybody. You don't have to know anybody. Just get involved in the trip. Oh well, everybody looks young and I'm older. If you don't book the trip, I promise you there will be something for you. If it's not at the resort, maybe it's an excursion, or maybe it's just you getting to the resort. You're around at least some people from the States, right? And until you feel comfortable enough to do something solo. But stop making excuses If you want to do it, I say do it and
I
enjoy.
say do it. Yeah, do it. And
Yeah.
don't allow other people's fears to be put on your back. Don't allow that, especially people that haven't experienced what you're trying to experience.
Yeah.
So before we move on, I do have some tips that I want to go over for solo travelers. And then I'm going to invite Craft Ave NC to come on with us to talk about what she's about to go through as soon as she book.
Okay.
That sounds good? All right. So tips for solo traveling. Share your and if you hear any of these and you want to expound on it a little bit more, please do so.
Okay.
Share your travel plans with trusted family or friends and stay connected. So I'm not saying share all of your information, but share just enough so that people who are on this side of the world can know what's going on.
Yes.
Make an emergency plan. You may not ever need it, but just in case you want to know how to get to the emergency room or who to contact, where your closest the embassy is, wherever country you're in. Secure your valuables. You always want to do that, no matter if you're solo or going with a group. Avoid reckless behavior. I'm just saying, especially if you're by yourself.
Right.
So use common sense. You do this anyway, when you're solo or whatever. And get traveler's insurance.
Yes.
I was not the advocate for traveler's insurance.
Yep.
I would book my trips and not book travel insurance.
Yep.
But baby, one thing COVID taught me is to have some damn travel insurance.
Yes.
Because you don't want to be stranded. You don't want to lose your money. Traveling is an investment.
Yes.
And so even if you don't purchase it.
Too, to have it. Just
It
gives you peace of mind in case.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so those are the only tips that I have. And so let's see, Sandy, can you request to be included in the live? I know, it's good. I'm so glad we didn't record this.
Yeah.
So while Sandy's while she's doing that, because I don't know how. Let's see.
Get off?
No. Oh, I wonder if I can add a moderator. Let's see.
Yeah,
I can add her.
This was helpful. Yay! I'm glad that it was helpful.
Okay, I added her as a moderator, but I need to get her on here. Oh, I think this is it. Okay. So we all should be able to get on soon. Oh, I may have to do it again. So here she comes. So for those of you that don't know, hey Sandy.
Hey, I don't know what I look like, y'all. You know, I'm in here working.
She's forever working. So for those that don't know, so here's my goal. So in 2023 and beyond, this year I actually do have a group of my own, and we're going to Costa Rica. We're flying out in a couple of weeks. Group of about 15 women. It's a girls' trip. My hope is to do more of these. So we'll start in 2023, not 2030. Starting in 2023 is going to be my Amari Travels very first let's do this girls trip group. We are going to Cabo San Lucas.
Yeah.
And so you can get information from my bio and Instagram. But Jamie, this was her first time doing a solo trip.
Yep.
And soon, Miss Thang, Sandy, this is going to be her first trip international.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Y'all know I don't leave the store. I'm nervous.
Wow.
She's nervous, but she has us to come for her.
Yeah.
So, Sandy, tell people who you are, what you do, and what you're excited about.
Okay, so I'm Sandy. I am the owner of Craft Ave NC, and I met. I keep wanting to call you Amari, and I know your name, Demetria. I'm sorry. Every time it's either Janae or Amari, it's gonna be one or the other. So I met. Whoop.
Uh-oh.
One second, y'all.
Same thing.
So I met Demetria because she came in and she was like, I need to make these bags look good. I want to make sure that my people taken care of, with these goodies bags. And so we went over some things. And then, I start asking questions and I start as I'm digging at her site because we're working on her brand. I'm like, this looks good. Like, this looks fun. And I'm looking around the store like, I need to get out of here. And so the more and more, I think as soon as she figured out that I hadn't been nowhere, then I think it became Demetria's personal mission to get me on a trip. I really say that she took this personally. Actually, I remember that I messaged her and I was like, hey, good morning. I just want to talk about your order. She said, good morning, dropped a thing for a Cabo trip. I was like, let me, like, but the thing when I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, like, this is affordable. I've been thinking this whole time, like, I wanted to go somewhere, but I'm thinking I got to drop like $3,000, $4,000 from the get-go. And I was like, I'm not about to do that. And so when she sent me the form and it says that it's affordable, I was like, wait, this is all I need to get started. And so I'm nervous, y'all. I'm nervous.
Well, our other friend Latoya has already paid her deposit from Something More Canvases. She's on board.
They've been on my case too because I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I am gonna do it. I'm just sitting here looking like, am I ready?
You're ready.
How long does it
Why
take to get a passport?
would you think you're not ready?
You're ready.
I don't know because actually I'm usually like pretty like outgoing and spontaneous when it comes to certain things. But you talk about leaving the country, like leaving the country. Like I'm gonna have to like pack my bags, and what if I forget something? And I don't know what I'm going like. I don't know what to expect, and it's just something different. Like it's not like I don't know. But I do have a feeling because luckily, honestly, if it wasn't for just y'all's energy, like good people, then I probably wouldn't even think about it. And so I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go. I'm nervous, but I'm gonna go.
It's okay to be nervous.
Yeah.
Nerves.
It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So with this trip, my goal is to get more people out to travel and just to have fun. You are not the first person who this will be their first experience. I have another girlfriend who just got her passport. She posted it to the Facebook group, and she was that excited.
Right.
She is ready, honey. And this will be her first trip. This will be Latoya's first trip. She's ready to get her first stamp.
Yeah.
So you are amongst good company.
Right.
I already love to travel. You're going to know some people, not everybody, because I do want this trip to be, this is your vacation. You work hard for your money. I want you to enjoy it. And that's just my goal. So I have my vision for this is to do more group trips. Like I'm thinking Cuba. I have a group right now who I'm working on their proposal for Cuba. And I'm like, I can get a group to go to Cuba. Greece.
Right. I want to go to Greece.
Mind goes, right?
You don't want to go to Greece. I'll take the risk for that.
We're doing Greece. We're doing Greece. Okay? We're doing Greece.
I want to get one of them long dresses that flow in the wind.
Yes.
I'm going to have to get me a ponytail for that.
Yeah, we're going to get right for that. We're going to get right for that.
Right.
Who said I need to get my first really daddy? My dad's on live talking about he need to get his first stamp. He ain't going nowhere.
Shout out to our father.
So I will say that one of my my biggest worries at first when we were talking about girls trip, I was like, I'm not good around a bunch of women. Like it's a lot of women, and I don't know. It might be too much for me. I'm a lot bit of an introvert. I ain't even gonna say a little bit. I'm a lot of bit of an introvert when I'm outside of my element. So when you were saying a women's trip, I was like, I don't know. But I think when you explained to me that it's like, hey, you don't have to stick with the whole group that you're here, then it changes things. Right. But the stuff that isn't just like, you don't just see, you know what I mean? Right. So I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I do know I'm surrounded I know a lot of people like to see me, envision me as an extrovert,
Mhm.
but I am an introvert extrovert.
Definitely got the extrovert.
I have the extrovert, but I have to have my time alone.
Right, right.
And I will leave a group
Yes, you will.
in a minute. I will leave you by yourself, and I have to go re-energize.
Mhm.
So luckily for my introverts, I know how you feel.
Yeah,
Extroverts can wear the hell out of you.
yeah,
And it's okay to take that time out to go recharge.
mhm.
Yep.
It's your money, it's your vacation. I want you to enjoy it in the best way for you.
Right,
And my goal is to curate a trip, have excursions so that you are experiencing life, because travel is about experiencing life.
right.
Mhm.
And then you can do that within the safety of a group.
Yeah,
Because if you waited to go by yourself, not many people are going to do it.
right, right. And I will say that before when you first said it, I was like, I mean that must be nice, but I don't know. But now you got me really excited about it. Like I'm like, let me go to this gym so I can get ready for Cabo. I said, let me go and get myself together for this trip because now I'm getting excited. You know, I'm actually, you know, I know I'm gonna have the energy around me, and I trust you because you can tell that this isn't something for you where it's just, oh yeah, I'm gonna collect her money, send her on this trip, and send her out the way. No, like you've been really telling me all the details from beginning to end as
Yep.
to what to expect, and I think because you take some of the not knowing out of it, making it a little bit easier for me because anybody that know me know that this is where I'm at always. I know you were just fussing at me earlier, but hey, look, next year we're going to Cabo. We about to be outside.
We're
Yes.
going to travel, okay?
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous, but
I'm
I'm
so
excited.
excited.
Me
I'm
too.
excited.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I'm excited. Now, I'm not excited about these flight tickets, but
Look, I think it's gonna be worth it. I am excited, like, and I think it's gonna be. I guess the reason I haven't hit the go yet is because I'm like, okay, she ain't gonna let me turn back now. She ain't
no,
gonna,
no.
No excuse.
Oh,
she ain't gonna let me
no.
turn back.
Ain't no, ain't no deposit and can I get my money back?
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
and then one of those
No.
things like you can't find me. You know where I'm at.
Who is this? Latoya said, I can't just stay anywhere. I need luxury and comfort. And I know you're about that.
Both y'all bougie. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
right.
bougie.
But you know what? I'll take bougie because bougie looks safe. It looks safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bougie's good.
Uh-huh.
So you know what, Latoya, I'm going to let you drop off. I actually want to bring up Latoya, and then we're gonna go because we can talk all night about
Yes, we
travel.
I'm gonna
can.
see if I can figure out how to get out of here, y'all. Get out your space.
Okay, okay,
Uh,
Latoya, we can bring you on for about 2 or 3 minutes just to tell people why you booked.
I don't know how to get out of here.
And I don't know how to get you out or add her. I may have to.
You might have to like.
Oh, I
Let me
see.
just log out. I'm gonna just log out and I'm gonna jump back in so I can keep watching.
Okay.
All right. See y'all. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Latoya.
Look, what? First off, I'm in my pajamas. Why you do me like that? You know I'm working. I'm in my pajamas. I can't believe you do me like that. So we gonna
You
be
can
quick.
decline. Just 2 minutes. 2
We gonna
minutes.
be quick. We gonna be quick.
This is your first trip internationally.
My
Why
first
did you
trip.
book?
So I booked because I am ready to get my stamps. I did my first solo trip. I wanted to go to Chicago, and I was like, I'm just gonna get on this plane, prove that I can do it to myself,
Yep.
and if I can do it nationally, like in the States, I can go international. I know I can. So I did it. It worked. I figured it out. I got on the wrong shuttle the first time, and the world didn't end. It was
That's
fine. I
right.
was safe. So when I seen you at the shop with Sandy and you were talking about the Cabo trip, I said, my passport's coming any day. I don't know where I'm going. The universe gonna figure it out, but I'm getting
Right.
my passport. And it came like 2 days later, and I sent you the picture, and I was like, it's here. Let me do this deposit before I change my mind, because
You did.
kids are always gonna need something,
Yep.
jobs are always gonna need something, but if I could just go ahead and get it done, I know that she ain't gonna let me back out. So that's why I did it.
Ain't no backing out.
And I'm ready. And I'm ready. I'm always in this house. I run my business from my house. I do my job in my pajamas, as y'all see. I can't believe she got me on here like this. So I need to get outside. So I am absolutely ready. And I trust you. I trust your judgment. I trust the people that you would bring, with you. So I'm ready and I'm excited.
I'm pumped. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you, Latoya.
You're welcome. I don't know how to get out. I hate going on live.
Oh, yeah, I remember you don't know how to get out. Okay. Well, Jamie, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for agreeing to go live because I know you wanted to record.
I was like, girl, what am I? I'm gonna say something crazy, but we made it through. I think it was good.
I think it was good. I really do. We probably can do more. I don't know. I'll have to get some topics. Maybe it sounds like people want to know about saving and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And maybe some general questions about travel. I mean, I don't know everything there is to know about travel, but
Yeah.
what I
Especially
do
the
know,
saving piece, letting people know it's possible. You can travel,
yeah,
within a certain budget. You don't have to have a whole ton of money just to
you
travel.
really don't.
You
No,
travel and experience something outside of us working all the time, working and taking care
yeah,
of people. Like you can experience something different if you just make a decision that that's what you want to do.
make a decision to do it.
Yep, you got to make a
Yeah.
decision. Got to decide that I wanna travel, and then the way will be made for you.
I love you.
I love you so much. This is good work. Thank you. I appreciate you. Without you, I would have never left this country, let alone by myself.
You say that about Mississippi too.
I'm still in Gulfport. Looking. So thank you. And if you notice, everybody says the same words. It's trust. People trust you.
Yeah.
We trust your brand. We trust that you're gonna, make sure that we have a great experience. And that's key to choosing a travel agent that you really want to work with and to get your money with. No shade to Mississippi, to Gulfport, Miss Vicky. I'm a Gulfport girl.
Yes, you can travel in the state too. We're gonna go to see some bees or something. All right. Well, thank you, Jamie. I appreciate you. I love you. And until next time.
Till next time, make sure you save this live so people can go back and watch it.
And I need to know how to do that. I will do that as soon as I figure it out.
Okay.
All right,
bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye. Thank you all for joining. This was fun.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, gosh. How do I'm like Sandy. I mean, not Sandy. I'm like Latoya. I don't know how to cut the live off. Do I just exit out? I think so. Yeah. Yay. That's how you do it.